All right, this is Monica. Monica, is it okay if I show this video on our website and to other people? Thank you. Monica, your story is quite a story. It's been going on for a really, really long time. And it's very powerful, and I wanted you to be able to tell your story in hopes that maybe you can help other people who are really suffering as much as you have been. Just a little background, you have not been able to work for how long?
6 years.
6 years because of?
Constant headaches.
Yeah, really severe pain. I'm going to let you tell your story. So I would like for you to give us a little background on what was the beginning of all this that you have been experiencing for so many years.
It goes back to when I was 8. I started experiencing headaches and clicking in both sides of my jaw. I had a terrible overbite. It was really bad. When I was 17, they put braces on to try to correct some of the overbite and the clicking, knowing that at 18, when I quit growing, they would do a surgery to take out bone here and shift the overbite up and back. And the lower jaw came up and back to meet it. And they did these in hopes that it would solve the clicking problems, but it was one of the last few years that they did because they had already found that it caused problems further on down the road.
So they stopped doing that surgery?
Yes.
Okay.
But of course I had the surgery done in 1990, and for 3 or 4 years.
How old were you?
18.
Wow.
For 3 or 4 years, the clicking stopped, the headache stopped, it was great. But after 7 or 8 years, the clicking started again, the headache started again after 10 years, and it got worse and worse. In 2004, 8 years ago, I went to a TMJ specialist who did everything he could for me, but I ended up taking on painkillers daily.
How many?
When I came to you in August, I was up to 4 a day.
Of?
7.5 milligram Vicodin.
Wow.
It's not fun.
That would make most people a little loopy.
You get used to it, but when you can't guarantee that you won't have a headache, you can't work.
Right. So you've been unable to work and unable to file for disability.
Correct.
Because you had not been working for so long.
Correct.
Okay. With that little bit of history, we started doing Prolozone on your neck and trigger point injections on your neck and your right TMJ.
Right.
What was the date that we started?
August 31st.
August 31st. You remember that really well. Tell everybody what has happened since then.
Well, in the 3 weeks prior to you starting the injections, my pain level daily was a 10.
Even with the pain pills?
Even with the pain pills. They take the edge off and that's it.
Wow.
So they allow you to almost function. Since you've been doing the injections, my pain level has decreased. The frequency of those intense headaches has decreased. I haven't had a level 10 headache since sometime in October. Now that it's November, I'm really glad. And I haven't had a migraine in 3 months. I was having a migraine at least once every 3 to 6 weeks.
Wow. Like debilitating.
Debilitating. You can't even do anything because light hurts, sound hurts.
Mm-hmm. What happened after we released the scar at the gum lip line?
When you did the scar release from the jaw surgery, I started having feeling in the upper palate of my jaw, which has been numb since the surgery.
How long after the release did it take for that
About 20, 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now you still have feeling in the
I
palate?
still have feeling in the palate.
Wow.
And after 22 years, that's odd.
To say the least, odd in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned something last week about you and your husband talking about
Me going back to work.
Yes.
Finally.
How exciting is that?
Oh, I can't wait. I wish the economy were better, but...
Oh, you're going to find a job, but Monica, I'm really excited for you, and I know that we've got a little ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst number of a headache that you've had since October, whatever it was?
I think it was October 18th,
Mm-hmm.
19th. The worst pain level so far since that date is a 7. I can cope with a 7.
Yeah. How often have you had those?
I think 5 this month, but compared to 6 days a week at a level 10 every
Right.
day,
Right.
month
And-
after month.
And we're not even halfway done with with the process, so that's really exciting. You know, I really appreciate you sharing with us, sharing your experience with us. Thanks, Monica.